This time, we're looking at the proof of funny, epic fails people made at work. Oh, I feel safe now, thanks. Yep, safety comes first. Perfect place for a sprinkler. Who wouldn't want to sit there? The fountain bench is my fave. Can a fortune cookie be more iconic than this? I guess not. Have you tried this new watermelon? Tastes like corn. From now on, we don't call this fruit banana. Can I have a milkshake with long yellow things in it? What difference does it make, avocado or mango? Just eat the ice cream. Yeah, boss, I mounted the sink. 3 sinks and 5 tissue dispensers. Salt Bay sprinkles salt, and these workers randomly place the machines. Similar jobs. Well, at least the machines were mounted correctly. Seriously, how hard can it be? Okay, I'm taking that back, because you could somehow use the toilets there. In this one, I would probably wait until I got home. Knowledge of architecture and planning. Good planning there. Pre-Monday and post-Monday can be 2 new days. Plus, a day is not now 24 hours, it's 26 hours, in case you didn't hear it. Close enough. Well, chocolate people wouldn't complain about this. 1 straw for you, another one for you. You're the chosen one. Here, take 15 straws. Maybe it's tired from floating all day. You know, just taking a nap. Come back an hour later. You'll see the phone floating again. Pika Pika. Pikachu, is that you? Love the new look. Say hi to Ash for me. The Big Ben Tower looks amazing. I would definitely buy this for my family as a souvenir. Yeah, I'm a fan of DC. What do you mean I put... Oh, okay. Hey, I got you an office present. Spider or bat? What difference does it make? They're both animals. Pro tip to parents. If you're going to buy a Finding Dory nightlight, consider how it will look without any light. This one is so cute. I adore it. Speaking of parenting, who'd have thought? What are the odds? I just didn't want to climb the stairs, but now I'm confused. Honey, the package you ordered for Mother's Day has arrived. Maybe that was the marketing strategy from the start. They get a lot of comments under this. It was in 2013, and we're still talking about it. Clever, huh? Interesting. Why? I promise I'm not a robot if this is a trick question. I speak very fluent United States. I'm actually a native speaker. Would you like extra topping? Sure, why not? What do you got? Make up your mind, please. Solve the recycling puzzle. Imagine that you have a soda can. Which trash can would you throw it in? You just had one job. Like, how? Okay, I'm not sure you know the reason why you have to blur the face. Yes, this is exactly how reflection works. I think we're looking at the editor's last job at this newspaper. The camera operator probably couldn't read what was written there. Once they did, it was probably too late. Say goodbye, you mean? It shouldn't be that hard. I mean, how come no one noticed this? Well, at least you're 100% sure that your food was fresh. I hope you enjoyed your meal. Here's something better. It will stay fresh until the end of time. Maybe the worker needed some reverse psychology here. This one is interesting on so many levels. 1 question, 3 letters. How? Mind tricks. Look at the bright side. At least red and yellow are in their true colors. A great gift to educate younger generations. Ear eye is a new organ. Did your parents also tell you they had eyes on their back? Okay, there are numerous pictures like this one on the internet. You'd be surprised at how many people made the same mistake. Here's another example to prove my point. Oh, and congratulations on your success. And sorry it was ruined. Hit Control V or Command V, and you're done. Maybe that's the name of the restaurant. Hey, what's up? You want to meet at the restaurant logo here? Imagine you ordered a custom-made cake. You delivered the picture with a USB, and then this happens. What would you do? Never give up. A cat's expression tells it all. Excuse me, you're what? The vague attempt to cross the people and correct it with food is hilarious. No Hannibal here. When someone asks you to continue working after office hours. Took me a second to figure it out. I hope no one reads it the way I did. Can I hit myself on the 4th floor too? But why did you leave it that way? Roger that. I guess it wasn't meant to be. I mean, who wants to use the drawers in their kitchen anyway? They're just there as decor. An experimental piece from a worker. Sociology 101. You're welcome. I forgot the original sign. This version is catchier. I don't think this is how speed limit signs are supposed to look. The best example of being at the worst place at the worst time. I feel like I forgot something. Nah, we got everything here. Oh, wait a minute. Life is too short to draw straight lines. Let's have some fun, shall we? Education is important. Turn right. No, left. Rest in peace, dear fork. Point taken. What are you saying? Ah, yes. Give cyclists space. This is the sorting hat from Harry Potter. I am a muggle, but I figured it out. Maybe the sun feels lonely. This streetlight is its best friend. Yeah, boss. All the streetlights are in their place. Light them up. Wow, perfect spot. What could possibly go wrong here? You should be extra careful. After all, this is the busiest zebra road in the world. It just needs some time to grow up. Have you ever played Pavement Puzzle? Neither have I. And the Employee of the Month award goes to... The first rule to being successful in every business. Look at this awesome plow one Reddit user found in the middle of a forest. They said it was about 12 feet tall and 30 feet long. It was most likely used to pull ditches in local swamps. This user found a pretty cute Wally made from old car parts and scrap metal just outside this mechanic's shop. Do you think the poor robot got there because it needed some repair? Is this rock hiding inside the other? One person found this unusual couple on a beach. Is this where baby rocks come from? Well, if we look at it from a scientific point of view, the process that created these rocks is called concretion, or, in other words, mineralization of some substance inside a hollow rock of different nature. Now, how about this amazing discovery? Winter's coming, and this working one-person sauna will definitely come in handy. At a price of $100, it's quite affordable. This Reddit user was greeted with an unexpected view when they opened a can of Pringles. This chip is definitely unlike any other. Look at how thick and bumpy it is. It sure does have a personality. Look at this absolutely stunning mouse barbershop in Malmö, Sweden. This business seems to be flourishing. Must be really popular among local rodents. Another Reddit user found a cougar skull while working on a research project and wandering through the woods. They left the skull where they found it since it was unclear if people were allowed to take away such findings. Later, it turned out that such skulls were extremely rare, and it was also totally okay to keep one. Duh. And this person found an old McDonald's cup during a kitchen renovation. It was hidden in the wall, and judging by its look, it's quite old, likely produced in 1988. Imagine coming to a clothing store. You're wandering the aisles, looking at different items, when, this creature, mannequin, is staring down at you with its open flower head. Creepy. And here are several examples of nature winning the battle against civilization. Look at this old lock. A plant has put down its roots inside the rusty mechanism. Or have a look at this. Nature has captured a tiny glass bottle to turn it into a full-fledged terrarium. How cool is that? One lucky Reddit user found a whole potato in a bag of waffle fries. Was it supposed to be a DIY kit? Was there a note claiming some disassembly required inside? Well, people working at potato processing plants confirmed that it may happen when there's a knife failure, which creates potato traffic jam. Then the knife has to be taken out. As a result, whole potatoes can squeeze through the pipe, making it through the rest of the line and ending up in your bag. Have you ever found lizard eggs next to your wall socket? This Reddit user has. Do you think they may end up with their hands full of tiny lizards? This must be one of the most amazing finds ever. A Reddit user discovered that someone put eyes on random oranges in the street. Well, I must admit, if I saw it, it'd definitely make my day. If you've ever wondered where Winnie the Pooh lives, here's the answer. Apparently, he lives behind this red door in a dense, broad-leaved forest. Have you ever seen such an old calculator? Somebody found one in their great-grandmother's attic. It even has an instruction on how to use it. That's probably what our cutting-edge smartphones will look like to people from the future. People working in recycling can find loads of interesting stuff, like this filled diary dating back to 1941. I must admit, it does look kinda ancient. It seems to be describing the author's day-to-day life. Would you like to be the one to find such an enormous block of quartz crystals? It was discovered in Arkansas and is said to be worth almost $4 million. The 8-foot-long piece of quartz was found in the Ron Coleman mine in Jesseville, about a half an hour north of Hot Springs. It took employees 4 days to extract the giant mineral. Look at this beautiful glass ball that was found on the beach in Hawaii. A couple was just walking along the shore when they came across this small marine ecosystem. There's an opinion that it's an authentic glass fishing float. If it's true, the people who spotted this ball are very lucky. Such floats are difficult to find since they aren't produced anymore. One guy found a seashell filled with squid eggs. And aren't baby squid super adorable? Let's admit it, this stuff looks terrifying. Someone found this bizarre device under the floorboards in a house built in the 1800s. Despite its horrifying appearance, this is nothing more than a boiled egg opener. This poor cell phone was found stuck in asphalt in the parking lot of a pet store. I bet its battery is still mostly full, and you'd probably be able to make a call if you managed to dig it out first. The next find is absolutely amazing. It's a 94-year-old banknote found on the ground. People on the internet claim that this is not just a simple $1 note, but a silver certificate, which is much more valuable. It's a type of legal tender in the form of paper currency. The person who found this treasure better try to preserve it, even though its condition is kinda rough. It may very well be the largest natural giant clam pearl in the world. It weighs a jaw-dropping 75 pounds. The pearl itself is 1 foot wide and more than 2 feet long. The fisherman from the Philippines who had found it had been keeping it for 10 years, not knowing about its true value. For him, it was just a good luck charm. And how about this? You're digging the ground in your garden, and suddenly, you come across a dinosaur. That's actually a real story, but the dino, stuck in some old bricks, is a tiny toy-sized thing. Oh wait, it is a toy, and it looks suspiciously similar to Rex from Toy Story. And this person is doubly lucky. They broke a rock and found inside not one, but two different kinds of fossils.
So, you hungry, but not quite ready to eat a 3-course meal just yet? How about some instant noodles instead? The water's boiled, your tummy's rumbling, but there's a problem. The styrofoam cup's broken and the noodles are exposed. Wait, is that a space at the bottom of the cup? Why? That space is for protecting the noodles. It's not the company trying to save money or anything. Notice how the ramen in cups is hardly ever broken, but the one in the packet comes out looking like a mess? This technique is called a middle suspension. The noodles are packed in tightly to stop them from getting crushed in the delivery truck. It's not just about the noodles looking nice and long. It also helps those tasty noodles soften more easily. Now, morning breath isn't the best. Luckily, there's an easy way to get rid of it. Yeah, it would have been easy to think that mouthwash was invented for, washing your mouth. Well, mouthwash was originally invented and sold as a floor cleaner. It was sold to hospitals as an antiseptic for years. It never really took off. Some genius in marketing rebranded it as a mouthwash, and the rest is minty fresh history. So, after you've cleaned your teeth, just remember, rebranding can be pretty powerful. It's hard to imagine a world without the internet these days. No streaming, no online games, or pictures of cute little kitties. Yeah, that's not what it was designed for, but who cares, right? The prototype internet was called ARPANET, or the Advanced Research Projects Agency Network. This machine was very sensitive. To stop anyone from turning it off, some clever scientists stuck a piece of paper on it with these powerful words. "This machine is a server. Do not power it down." It was written in red ink. Hey, nice touch. Having your professor scribbling in the margins of your notebook isn't exactly new, except that margins weren't designed for that. They're rat protection. Back in the day, rats would nibble on paper all the time. So if you wrote something on the edge of the paper, it ended up inside a hungry rat. A couple of well-placed lines stopped your best answers from getting eaten. Hey, I can't finish this pizza. Time to cover up those leftovers. Luckily, I have plenty of plastic wrap. A little tug, and the roll just jumped out. Prison break! If you look at the wrap's home, the long, thin box, there's a special little feature that can help you. A cardboard tab on each end. Push them in, and the roll's not going anywhere. Strange that I've never seen them before. It's lunchtime. I'm feeling like a California roll today. Seaweed, rice, cucumber, avocado, and crab meat. Or is it? It's actually imitation crab meat. It's basically cheap white fish blended with sugar. The fish mixture is then heated and pressed into shape. Yummy! That's maybe why it's called the hot dog of the sea. Nah, I just made that up. Your microwave has a secret we've all seen, but never paid attention to. That black mesh you see on the door is a Faraday cage. It stops the electromagnetic energy, or the microwaves, from escaping. And cooking you, too. That's how it heats up your food so quickly. Every microwave has to have one, and they all vary in quality. This Faraday cage can even stop signals from your phone, which I guess is useful. Hey, you don't need your popcorn to stop popping in order to take a call, do you? Airplane mode's a bit easier, though. Ever taken an IQ test and realized you're Einstein-level smart? Me neither. The median IQ is only 100, plus there's very little evidence that Einstein ever even took the test. In the beginning, most people thought the tests were too vague to be helpful in any way. The test was designed for children who needed help with their studies. Later, they realized it could be adapted to identify intelligence, but it was never originally designed for that. Hey, never pop bubble wrap, you're missing out. And, you guessed it, it was never meant to be popped or used in the way we use it today. It was invented as a new textured wallpaper. By sealing two shower curtains together, they created the first bubbles. The idea never really took off, obviously. After failing as wallpaper, it discovered its true meaning in life. It could protect sensitive items. When the first computers were being shipped, bubble wrap was there to help. Imagine a house with bubble wrap wallpaper in every room. Best or worst thing ever? Hey, leave me a comment below. If you owned one of the biggest companies in the world, selling one of the most known products on the planet, how would you keep your company's secret a secret? The formula for Coca-Cola isn't patented. The first recipe was, but when they made changes, no patent ever went through. The secret formula is still only known by a few people at the company. Not only that, but not even Coca-Cola's rival wants the recipe. In 2006, a disgruntled employee tried to sell off the secret, but it didn't work. Hey, take a look at your brand new mattress. Do you see the "Do Not Remove Under Penalty of Law" tag? Wow, that thing looks pretty serious. Good news though, the tags aren't meant for you. They're aimed at the mattress seller. 100 years ago, mattress makers used to create the filling with basically anything. Animal hair, old hospital beds, or clothing. Then strict laws stopped old hospital beds from being used. Their mattresses were filled with germs. Now, on a rainy day, Play-Doh is something everyone can make at home. Mash up some flour, water, salt, food coloring, and wham! Any creative person is amused for hours. Cheap, clean, non-toxic, the perfect modeling clay. But it was never made for that. This stuff was originally for cleaning up walls in the 1930s. That's because people started going crazy for wallpaper, which you couldn't use soap and water on. Eventually, Play-Doh had to find a new home. Now, have you ever finished a lollipop and noticed a hole in the stick? This hole isn't just for show or to make a musical instrument with after you're done. It's there to keep that tasty sweet treat from falling off. While the candy's still hot, it's poured into a mold. As it hardens, the candy flows into the hole and creates an anchor. Oh, not into lollipops? How about good old American gummy bears? Unfortunately, they aren't American at all. They're German. A German company started making them in 1922. The original name was Gummy something something. Anyway, they got the inspiration from real dancing bears at live shows. These treats eventually made it all the way around the world. Hey, ever wondered what those little bumps were for on the F and J keys on your keyboard? These little raised ridges are to help your index fingers be in the best possible spot for lightning-fast typing. Keeping those fingers on F and J, it makes it way easier to reach all the keys, especially if you don't look at the keyboard. Now, everybody loves a Slinky. If you've ever watched one of them strut down the stairs with groovy music in the background, congrats, you're definitely a YouTube fan. People of all ages loved it when it came out, which is crazy because it was never meant to be a toy at all. It's a spring. It was originally designed to stabilize sensitive nautical devices on ships. Nothing fun about that at all. Until that amazing day when one of them fell off a table and danced its way into our hearts. After many experiments, the new and improved Slinky was born. Give that team of scientists a medal.
There's a tricky anti-rodent disc to make sure no rat is aboard. Rats usually get on a boat via mooring chains, so this disc fits onto them. And no rodent can go on a voyage. Jewelry is often sold in small pouches. They actually have a hidden purpose. They help prevent tarnish. Most retailers assure that the ring or whatsoever was sold is safe and secure. In most supermarkets, oranges usually come in mesh bags. Well, those bags don't really have any hidden purpose, but you can turn it into a great scrubbing tool. Just tie it up and see how it works next time you have an extra greasy frying pan. You don't need to scoop the jam out of a double yogurt container section. This type of plastic is quite flexible, so you just need to fold it in half and pour the jam directly into the yogurt section. The hidden function of a cup plunger is actually that it was meant to be used for sinks. Yeah, it works for toilets too, but you can keep an extra one to unclog the sink in case you need it. An extra hole at the upper part of the sink has multiple hidden functions. First, in case someone forgets to close the tap, the water won't overflow, and the bathroom won't get flooded. Second, thanks to that hole, the water drains faster, as it gives an escape for the air, helping the water flow down. Most metallic zippers have a hidden lock inside them to save them from awkward situations, such as an undone fly. Don't leave the zipper handle in an upward position. When you pull it downwards, it automatically locks. It's all thanks to those tiny grooves hidden underneath the handle. Bath foam isn't only for fun or a nice smell. It also helps regulate the temperature. The bubbles keep the water hot, so you can enjoy a bath a bit longer. Anyway, it works for acrylic bathtubs only. Those made of metal lose heat really fast either way. Escalator brushes aren't for keeping your shoes clean and polished. It might be tough to apply wax right on that brush while the escalator's moving. It's for our safety. Brushes won't let you come close to the edge, so a long coat or boot-cut jeans won't end up in between the steps. Originally, golf balls were smooth. They have a dimpled surface now because players noticed that overused balls with damages flew better than brand new ones. At some point, manufacturers started producing balls with dimples. If you take a box of aluminum foil, you'll see tabs you can press on the side. They keep the foil straight and prevent it from rolling. It's also easier to tear off some amount of foil thanks to those tabs. Jerry cans have 3 handles for a reason. It's a smart designer move, so when you carry it alone, you use only the central handle to distribute the weight evenly. But your friend wants to help you out. Each of you grabs the side handle. 2 flat prongs you can see on standard plugs used in North and Central America make sense. But how about those holes near the tips? Thanks to them, the outlet firmly grips the plug so that it won't loosen or fall out of the socket. It's sometimes irritating when you haven't used the entire stick of deodorant. There's a little bit more left, but it's hard to reach it. Okay, the trick is easy. Unscrew the bottom, take a pencil, and force it underneath that moving platform. That way, you'll push what's left of the deodorant out. There's a number put on the side of many cosmetic products. It isn't picked randomly. It tells you how long your product will last after you've opened it. This is why it has an open jar for a graphic symbol. A lint roller is good at removing those tiny fibers, but you can also use it to clean other stuff. For example, when you want to remove the dirt from the utensil tray in your dishwasher, simply take your sticky lint roller and put it into each compartment, and all the crumbs, dirt, and leftovers are all gone. Kings depicted on playing cards are real historical characters. Spades, King David. Clubs, Alexander the Great. Hearts, Charles the Great. Diamonds, Julius Caesar. Rings used to be more than a stylish accessory. The nobility used rings as a seal. Archers wore rings to protect their fingers from bowstring injuries, while needlewomen from needle pricks. Detachable headrests in cars are all about safety. If you pull it out of a seat, you'll see 2 pretty sturdy bars. If you ever get locked or trapped in a car, you can get out of there smashing the window with these bars. A little arrow next to the refueling indicator on the car's dashboard indicates which side of the vehicle has fuel tank openings. It's useful when you need to refuel a rented car. You are probably using shampoo wrong all the time. Well, the main thing you should know is that you don't apply it directly on your hair. You gotta apply it onto the roots only. The foam that you make is enough to clean your hair. A button on the reverse side of a shirt collar is needed to hold a tie in place. Anyway, this button was designed for slim ties that are not that popular today, so this button is only an element of design. A cotton pads pack has those strings on it to hang it on some hook or holder. There's no need to untighten and tighten the pack again. Look at the bottom, it has a perforated line. Tear along it and just pull out a cotton pad from a hanging pack. It's a myth that the red side of the eraser is for pencil and the blue one is for ink. The blue gets rid of mistakes on thicker types of paper only. It works both for pencil and even ink, but make sure the paper is really thick. But that blue little thing can do so much more. It can polish your jewelry, clean your electronics. For example, the screen of your cell phone. You know those irritating sticker residues that won't peel off? Eraser helps there too. Same as with cleaning scuffed up suede or dirt you have on your walls.
It's kind of weird, but mining finds are often some of the most exciting discoveries. Ready for a treasure hunt? Or maybe we can just take a look at what other people found, without leaving our comfort zone, you know. Tanzanite is a stone that's more valuable and expensive than diamonds. This gem was first discovered in 1967 in, the name probably gives it away, Tanzania. Tanzanite became popular after Tiffany & Company began to use it in their jewelry. The stone cost $200 to $350 per carat. This number isn't that high compared to other gems on my list, but experts say that the stone's price will rocket up in the next 20 to 25 years. Its deep blue-violet hue differs the gem from others. Plus, it can only be mined in one place on Earth. The next gemstone is red beryl. Although they're not as rare as some others, like black opal, it's hard to find gem-quality ones, and you can only come across red beryl on a mountain in Utah. Yet, with its few different shades of a darker red, this gemstone is one of the rarest in the whole beryl family. Prices for this red beauty can reach up to $10,000 per carat, but good luck finding it on sale. With their mesmerizing green hues, emeralds are quite popular. Most emeralds have minor imperfections, like me. On rare occasions, a natural emerald without any flaws appears on the market. It can be sold for jaw-dropping money. Oh, that would hurt. For instance, when the historic Rockefeller Emerald was auctioned off, the 18-karat gemstone was purchased for $5.5 million, which is $305,000 per carat. This way, it broke all records, being the highest price per carat emerald ever sold. Now, opal is a valuable multicolored stone, found mostly in Australia. The most common types are white, gray, and green opals. But here, I want to focus on the rarest one, black opal. Black opal has many colors in it, like a rainbow. And each time you look at it, you may see some other colors that you haven't noticed before. It's really hard to mine this one. There's no guarantee at all that you'll find it. This virgin rainbow opal is valued at $1 million and has become the world's most expensive opal. It was discovered in 2003 by John Dunstan. What's even cooler is that it was found inside an ancient cuttlefish skeleton. Who would think of looking there? This is a ring with the sunrise ruby. Its name comes from a poem with the same title written in the 13th century. What makes this stone famous, it's not its name though. It was sold in 2015 for $30 million, which made it the most expensive ruby ever. The buyer's identity was kept secret. Comment below if it's you. It isn't just gemstones that cost a fortune. Here is one of the most expensive metals in the world, rhodium. It's not as well known and popular as, let's say, platinum, but it is gradually becoming one of the hottest things on the market. 80% of the demand for rhodium comes from the global automotive industry, so it's wanted, but it's super rare. Annual rhodium production is around 30 tons. For comparison, gold miners dig up between 2,500 and 3,000 tons of this precious metal every year. Now you can see why rhodium is so pricey. The term gold nugget makes me smile and feel hungry at the same time because it's too close to chicken nuggets. Really? Yeah. Anyway, the world's largest gold nugget is now older than a century. Two miners found this huge chunk of precious metal in the gold fields of Australia in 1869. It weighed 214 pounds and was 24 inches long. The miners named it "Welcome, Stranger." These two people instantly became rich. In those days, you could turn into a millionaire overnight. Nowadays, we have Lotto. Very unlikely, but possible. One of the grandchildren of the miners said that when people heard her name, they always asked her where the gold was or if she was rich. She answered that she wasn't. In fact, she didn't have any jewelry made from the welcome stranger. Well, that's a shame. Imagine you're 12 and find a diamond worth $15,000 while you're walking in a park. This actually happened to Michael Detlef. He probably used all his luck in life that day. Of course, in a normal park, you can see trees, leaves, rocks, and so on. But in the Crater of Diamonds State Park, you can find a real diamond. This park is very special because it's where 8 of the largest diamond deposits in the world are located. And anyone, literally anyone, can just go there and search for diamonds. And it gets even better. The policy is finders keepers. So yeah, just go find yourself a diamond there. You might even turn out luckier than Michael Detlef, and he found the 5.16 carat diamond after less than a minute search. Have you ever seen the largest orange diamond ever sold at auction? Well, it was bought for $35.5 million in 2013. This is about $2.4 million per carat, which is the highest price per carat paid for a colored diamond at auction. Now, miners have recently discovered the largest pink diamond found in more than 300 years. The diamond has the nickname Lulo Rose, which comes from the Lulo mine in northeastern Angola. The pink diamond weighs 170 carats. Right now, the largest pink diamond in the world is the 182-carat Darya Ainur from the Iranian collection of national jewels, but the newly discovered Lulo Rose is almost as large. Pink diamonds are relatively rare, too. Science can't fully explain what gives the gem that rosy hue. Hey, maybe they're shy or embarrass easily. But the fact is that they're worth a lot of money. In 1999, miners in South Africa uncovered a rough 132-carat pink diamond, later called the Pink Star. In 2013, the Pink Star was sold for approximately $83 million at auction. This way, it became the most expensive gemstone ever sold. In 2000, miners found a gigantic jade stone in Canada, 18 tons. They wanted to keep the stone, but then they got a generous offer. The buyers wanted to turn the huge piece of jade into a Buddha statue. Eventually, the stone was carved into a statue weighing 4 tons. Now, you might be sitting on a fortune hidden under your house or in the backyard. Every now and then, people discover strange and valuable things on their property. This is what happened to a lucky gem trader in Sri Lanka. He had problems with the water supply, so he decided to have a well drilled in his backyard. Workers found a 2.5 million carat sapphire cluster there. It weighed more than 1,000 pounds and was worth around $100 million on the market. Well, that should fix his water supply. We talk about rare black opals, and I can't help but mention opal pineapple. It's one of the rarest and most fascinating types of opal. It's not a fossilized fruit or something like that, only the shape of this cluster of crystals resembles that of a pineapple. These opal pineapples are only found on the White Cliffs in Australia. Now, if there's a gold nugget, there should be silver nuggets too, right? And they do exist. In fact, the largest silver nugget ever mined was found in the United States. It weighed 1,853 pounds. It was too large to be carried in one piece, so it was cut into 3 pieces and moved from the Smuggler Mine near Aspen, Colorado in 1894. Now look at this sparkling purple gemstone. The Empress of Uruguay is the perfect amethyst geode in the world. That's a hollow rock with thousands of perfect crystals that formed inside. This geode is 130 million years old. Many pairs of kitchen scissors today have a serrated opening where the handles and blades meet. You can use this as an herb stripper to de-stem difficult herbs like thyme, rosemary, and chives. Saves you a lot of time trying to pick the leaves off by hand. And if you're short of a vase, you could present roses to your significant other this way. Just be careful when you're pointing the sharp end. The metal tab on soda cans can be flipped around. You can slip a straw in place so you don't have to hold it up to your mouth. This stay-on tab replaced the pull ring tab created in the early 60s. You remember those, don't you? Those could be quite sharp and easily discarded where they could be a menace for others. Now, you can pop your straw straight into one. Also means you can produce some bubbles and make a mess. Sometimes when you purchase an article of clothing, you receive a plastic baggie with an extra button and a swash of fabric. While the fabric is clearly used to patch holes, it can also be used to test the effects of various cleaners on certain surfaces. It's handy too to test wash cycles before using them to wash the whole garment. And if you want to clean your nose with it, that suggestion never came from me. You can use a screwdriver for leverage if you're having trouble lifting or moving something. Some also have a hexagonal shape handle that fits inside a wrench or spanner. You can use it to improve torque and, again, for leverage. A little easier on your hands. Some of us aren't that strong, or maybe that's just me. Rubber bands are great for many things, but if you have a bottle that's hard to open, you can wrap the band around it for a better grip. Escalators have those fluffy black brushes for a similar reason that some have yellow lines on their steps, to try and deter people from getting too close to dangerous places. People don't always take notice, and sometimes clothing can drape close to a point where the step meets the edge or skirt. The brush is a little barrier to help prevent this from happening. They can also catch bits of fluff and prevent other small things from falling down into the gaps. Your average pair of jeans has several features that are both functional and somewhat sentimental. The metal rivets around the pockets help secure the stress points. This ensures they last a bit longer than average, though not all jeans have them. Many still have a tiny pocket directly above the main pocket. This was originally meant to hold a pocket watch. Even though pocket watches are mostly a thing of the past, many people still use this space to store coins, rings, or even a portable USB. Now, this may seem a little obvious, but if you've ever wondered what all the notches are in a car tire, it's for traction on the road. However, there are also a good indicator if your tire is getting too worn down. If those notches aren't so deep anymore and are almost flush with the road, it's time to replace them. If you don't, the next time you try to stop suddenly at a stop sign, you might be surprised to find your car has turned into a giant roller skate. Those takeaway containers most associated with Chinese restaurants are designed to not only carry your food home, but to store them in the fridge. They double as a plate, as you can eat straight out of them and don't have to worry about dirty dishes. Yay! They were actually patented way back in 1894 to transport freshly shucked oysters and were known as oyster pails. They were later adapted to use as leak-proof containers for food. While you're sitting on an airplane and looking out the window, you may have noticed those little holes, or in some instances, a small singular opening near the bottom. This is called a breather hole, and no, it's not for you. It's designed to equalize the difference in air pressure which builds up between the pressurized cabin and the atmosphere outside, especially during high altitudes. It also releases moisture from between the panes to avoid frost from forming on the windows and obstructing that all-important view. Sorry, but it looks like you won't be drawing a smiley face on it anytime soon. This was first introduced way back in 1956 by a company in Japan. Pretty cool, huh? They got their inspiration from snap-off rows on chocolate bars. Just don't get the two mixed up. One doesn't taste good. When it comes to measuring tape, almost every reel has an empty slot in the metallic end. This is called a nail grab, so you can attach it to a nail or screw. A handy trick to do measurements without requiring someone else to hold it in place. Ooh, very nifty. Bobby pins have grooves on one side to hold your hair in place better. Crazy notion, huh? The straight side goes face up, while the grooves go down against your head. They're called bobby pins because of the bobbed hairstyle, which was popular in the 1920s, though the pins were invented in the 19th century. The look is gone, but the pins remain.
Some of the best hobbies out there make tedious activities more exciting, like extreme ironing. There isn't much to explain about the rules, it's just ironing clothes. But in the most outrageous of areas, like on top of mountains or on ski slopes. It's also a pretty organized sport. It has its own international association and its own world championship. The first one took place back in 2002. The original extreme ironist is Phil Shaw, who came up with this hobby when faced with an impossible choice: either do his chores and iron his clothes, or go rock climbing. Needless to say, he went for both at the same time. Phil decided to call himself Steam and went on an international tour to promote extreme ironing. If you like painting and miniatures too, you might want to give this hobby a shot too: painting on pennies. Some have tried depicting the most intricate landscapes on the tiny canvas, and even if it might take a lot of effort and patience, it does look awesome in the end. Speaking of mindful activities, try balancing rocks every now and then. It means taking some unusually shaped rocks and balancing them so that they stay vertical on uneven surfaces. Bonus tip, if you have a camera lying around, you'll surely amaze your friends with these pictures. It certainly looks like gravity stopped working when you see these amazing rocks almost floating around. For those equally as passionate about rocks, you might also try stone skipping. Just bring a flat oval stone next time you stroll by a lake and try to make it bounce on the water surface as many times as you can. The current record is pretty amazing, 88 bounces in one single throw. News rating has to be one of the funniest hobbies out there. It means popping up as a passerby in the background of television reporters. It does take a lot of planning skills, and you really need to be both creative and spontaneous to bring out the best representations. The most talented news rater is a man named Paul Yarrow. He sneaked in a lot of broadcasts on TV. There's even collections of his appearances online if you're looking for some inspiration. Don't you love it when you light up a new scented candle in the living room? Well, next time that favorite candle of yours is just about done, you don't need to worry about wasting the last layer of wax at the bottom of the jar. Leave it to the online communities to teach you how to make candles at home by mixing or reusing leftover wax. It's easy to remove that last layer of wax by heating the candle from the outside a bit, just enough to detach it from the glass container. Otherwise, just slip the whole jar in the freezer. It works just the same. The next part is totally up to you. Melt the wax and place it in a smaller jar, or mix different scents to create a new one. All you need to finish the candle is a new wick, which you'll easily find online. On the subject of perfumed hobbies, you might try making essential oils at home as well, especially if you have herbs or plants that you grow at home and don't want to waste them. People use crock pots to boil the plants until the oils separate and then use these essences around their household for their laundry or even homemade cleaning products. Here's another creative hobby that helps bring the outdoors closer to your living room: aquascaping. It's a process through which you can create your own submerged or semi-submerged garden. You'll need some water-loving plants and a leak-proof container, like a fishbowl. It's also best if you use filtered or distilled water. It makes the whole garden look a bit clearer. Add some clean gravel or substrate to the bottom of the container and arrange the plants to your liking. You can try recreating scenes from your favorite movies or books, like shipwrecks or underwater kingdoms. You might not be able to try this unusual hobby if you don't like flying, but just know there are people out there that have big collections of airplane sick bags. Empty sick bags, don't worry. It's pretty self-explanatory. Just take those paper bags that the airlines provide before liftoff and add them to your collection. There are even sites where you can sell these bags or swap them with other collectors. One airplane bag connoisseur from Singapore grew his collection to an amazing 388 bags. He managed to gather them from 186 different countries. The people that can make the best impressions of a cow are called mooers. And yes, that's another example of an unusual hobby. It's a competitive sport too, in case you're wondering. The biggest prize can go up to $1,000, and the latest was won in Wisconsin by a 10-year-old boy. Others find it relaxing to simply create things with their hands. That's where decoupage comes in. It means covering an object with colored paper or cut out pictures by using glue. The options are endless. You can try scraping boxes, book covers, or even old pieces of furniture. Not to mention, it's a nice way to customize your gifts. For competitive dog grooming, you'll actually need to be a pet stylist first. But there are legitimate competitions that transform some dog breeds into walking artworks. They use dyes to color the fur and various other utensils to sculpt the dog hairs. In some contests, all the styling needs to be done within a couple of hours. Most competitive dog groomers like to work with poodles because their fur has the best characteristics for shaping and coloring. The dogs love the attention they get, and, most importantly, it's mandatory for the competitors to use safe, non-toxic products. Wild birds do great all by themselves, but they do benefit from human assistance if done right. Native bird watchers help them by planting native hedges, installing bird boxes, and making watered areas, like bird baths. More so, they help provide these birds with the right food so that they have the best nutrients to survive over the colder season or care for their young. Some pet supply stores even provide pre-made bird food packs that may include special supplements for the birds. Snowdrops are some of the most loved flowers around the world since they let us know spring is just about to arrive. It's no wonder exclusive snowdrop societies exist online. There's even a name for snowdrop lovers: galanthophiles. Flower-loving hobbies aside, some people make a good living from growing these delicate plants, as they can go for over $700. Tree shaping is a great hobby too if you have the patience for it. It involves taking trees or other woody plants to create structures and art. The expiration date on mineral water isn't about water going bad. Actually, no water can spoil, but the bottle can. Over time, it starts leaking some chemicals that aren't quite safe. The spike in the cap of a tube of ointment or cream is there so you can puncture the tiny foil seal. No need to grab a toothpick or try to use your fingernails to peel it off. Post-it notes are supposed to be peeled off from the side, like you're turning the page in a book. Most of us tear them from the bottom, and that just creates a crease and makes the whole note less sticky. To prevent water from boiling over, just lay a wooden spoon across the rim of the pot. It only works for a little while though. If the spoon's surface gets heated up to the boiling point, the bubbles will just foam up and around it. That's why metal spoons won't do. They heat up too quickly. Some erasers have two colors and textures, not for pen ink versus pencil lead, but for different types of paper. You're supposed to use the blue side to remove pencil marks from heavy grades of paper. Most people use bobby pins upside down. The zigzagged part goes closer to your scalp. The texture keeps the hair and pin in place much better. And give your pins a spritz of hairspray before putting them in. They'll grip better. Ever noticed the tiny second hole in the lid of your coffee travel mug or to-go cup? It's there to control how smoothly the liquid flows out from the drink hole. Without it, the hot stuff would just glug out at you like milk from a jug. It also lets the steam escape so the high temperature and built-up pressure don't melt the lid or send it shooting off.
That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side.
This time, we're looking at the proof of funny, epic fails people made at work. Oh, I feel safe now, thanks. Yep, safety comes first. Perfect place for a sprinkler. Who wouldn't want to sit there? The fountain bench is my fave. Can a fortune cookie be more iconic than this? I guess not. Have you tried this new watermelon? Tastes like corn. From now on, we don't call this fruit banana. Can I have a milkshake with long yellow things in it? What difference does it make, avocado or mango? Just eat the ice cream. Yeah, boss, I mounted the sink. 3 sinks and 5 tissue dispensers. Salt Bay sprinkles salt, and these workers randomly place the machines. Similar jobs. Well, at least the machines were mounted correctly. Seriously, how hard can it be? Okay, I'm taking that back, because you could somehow use the toilets there. In this one, I would probably wait until I got home. Knowledge of architecture and planning. Good planning there. Pre-Monday and post-Monday can be 2 new days. Plus, a day is not now 24 hours, it's 26 hours, in case you didn't hear it. Close enough. Well, chocolate people wouldn't complain about this. 1 straw for you, another one for you. You're the chosen one. Here, take 15 straws. Maybe it's tired from floating all day. You know, just taking a nap. Come back an hour later. You'll see the phone floating again. Pika Pika. Pikachu, is that you? Love the new look. Say hi to Ash for me. The Big Ben Tower looks amazing. I would definitely buy this for my family as a souvenir. Yeah, I'm a fan of DC. What do you mean I put... Oh, okay. Hey, I got you an office present. Spider or bat? What difference does it make? They're both animals. Pro tip to parents. If you're going to buy a Finding Dory nightlight, consider how it will look without any light. This one is so cute. I adore it. Speaking of parenting, who'd have thought? What are the odds? I just didn't want to climb the stairs, but now I'm confused. Honey, the package you ordered for Mother's Day has arrived. Maybe that was the marketing strategy from the start. They get a lot of comments under this. It was in 2013, and we're still talking about it. Clever, huh? Interesting. Why? I promise I'm not a robot if this is a trick question. I speak very fluent United States. I'm actually a native speaker. Would you like extra topping? Sure, why not? What do you got? Make up your mind, please. Solve the recycling puzzle. Imagine that you have a soda can. Which trash can would you throw it in? You just had one job. Like, how? Okay, I'm not sure you know the reason why you have to blur the face. Yes, this is exactly how reflection works. I think we're looking at the editor's last job at this newspaper. The camera operator probably couldn't read what was written there. Once they did, it was probably too late. Say goodbye, you mean? It shouldn't be that hard. I mean, how come no one noticed this? Well, at least you're 100% sure that your food was fresh. I hope you enjoyed your meal. Here's something better. It will stay fresh until the end of time. Maybe the worker needed some reverse psychology here. This one is interesting on so many levels. One question, 3 letters. How? Mind tricks. Look at the bright side. At least red and yellow are in their true colors. A great gift to educate younger generations. Ear eye is a new organ. Did your parents also tell you they had eyes on their back? Okay, there are numerous pictures like this one on the internet. You'd be surprised at how many people made the same mistake. Here's another example to prove my point. Oh, and congratulations on your success. And sorry it was ruined. Hit Ctrl V or Command V, and you're done. Maybe that's the name of the restaurant. Hey, what's up? You want to meet at the restaurant logo here? Imagine you ordered a custom-made cake. You delivered the picture with a USB, and then this happens. What would you do? Never give up. A cat's expression tells it all. Excuse me, you're what? The vague attempt to cross the people and correct it with food is hilarious. No Hannibal here. When someone asks you to continue working after office hours. Took me a second to figure it out. I hope no one reads it the way I did. Can I hit myself on the 4th floor too? But why did you leave it that way? Roger that. I guess it wasn't meant to be. I mean, who wants to use the drawers in their kitchen anyway? They're just there as decor. An experimental piece from a worker. Sociology 101. You're welcome. I forgot the original sign. This version is catchier. I don't think this is how speed limit signs are supposed to look. The best example of being at the worst place at the worst time. I feel like I forgot something. Nah, we got everything here. Oh, wait a minute. Life is too short to draw straight lines. Let's have some fun, shall we? Education is important. Turn right. No, left. Rest in peace, dear fork. Point taken. What are you saying? Ah, yes. Give cyclists space. This is the sorting hat from Harry Potter. I am a muggle, but I figured it out. Maybe the sun feels lonely. This streetlight is its best friend. Yeah, boss. All the streetlights are in their place. Light them up. Wow, perfect spot. What could possibly go wrong here? You should be extra careful. After all, this is the busiest zebra road in the world. It just needs some time to grow up. Have you ever played Pavement Puzzle? Neither have I. And the Employee of the Month award goes to... The first rule to being successful in every business. Look at this awesome plow one Reddit user found in the middle of a forest. They said it was about 12 feet tall and 30 feet long. It was most likely used to pull ditches in local swamps. This user found a pretty cute Wally made from old car parts and scrap metal just outside this mechanic's shop. Do you think the poor robot got there because it needed some repair? Is this rock hiding inside the other? One person found this unusual couple on a beach.